Hello people of the internet. It's your boy Skinny Penis with another video, another ship. We have Nevsky. There were two people requesting Nevsky. Also Schlieffen, I think, was requested twice, and Stalin. So like we have a few ships for the next videos. Older ships too. Schlieffen one is a bit sus. I'll probably play it on purpose because I personally think Schlieffen doesn't really have that much of a spot anymore. You're just gambling on matchmaking, what BBs you're getting to play against. So, well, with Libertard, Zibir and stuff out, I don't know about the Schlieffen, still gonna do it. But for now we're doing the Nevski. It's actually true, it's a ship I never really play. Because it's kind of like very boring, but pretty much like one of, if not the strongest kite cruisers in the game still. Nevsky also, without a lighthouse spec. We're running a concealment Nevsky. Obviously with the 12 km radar you kind of don't want to hack your radar range with lighthouse. Also, I don't really think like lighthouse does that much on Nevsky. Kind of good. Definitely works for more damage. But obviously the point of Nevsky is that it has the rail guns on the 12 km radar from Kite. It's like the only cruiser in Kite that gets this long duration 12 km radar. There is no other. So it obviously, in terms of utility, stands above all the other Kite cruisers. Like every other lighthouse spec, like Henry, Hinden, like Ven Zhao, everything, Goliath, deals or gets game impact through dealing a lot of fucking damage. Nevsky not as easy to deal damage to people. I mean, it's easy to deal damage at range, easier than other cruisers, but it's not the highest damage output in seconds. Like you don't have the pen, you have 30 mil base pen. But that's not really the point. Obviously, the point is you deal damage over time, but you also create a 12 kilometer kind of no-go zone for enemy DDs. Therefore, definitely more game impact, more zoning. And I mean, you know, the average destroyers are running off into your 12 cam. So like, for example, here we have arms race with two. It's a 2BB game, which is pretty good for me. The map and the spawn is obviously not good. The one time I pick Kite Nevsky, I get to spawn on 910 on Land of Fire, which is obviously a territory for island cruisers. 12 cam, 10 cams, everything on islands. I mean, the entire enemy team is basically really good here. We're like Petro, Minnow, Defense, Admiral, Ligma. All of them are pretty good over here. They can hide on islands. I have a hard time getting my continuous farm here. It's also always a problem on this flank, the spotting. But there's no BB, so I could just sit here and railgun the enemy into the ground. My DDs are not collecting buffs. There, I pulled my first radar from Kite. Both DDs are lit. Sadly, the Haaland is going behind an island. I'll pop a Hydro. Yeah, why not? Don't really know if my team will deal enough damage. I guess they will. Yeah. I think there's a free Haaland pickup here. Or? No, they stopped dealing damage, so maybe not a free pickup. They didn't really finish this. My Sherman is also not going for it with Hydro. My Trump is AFKing on an island. We're not collecting a reload buff that is obviously for free. I can reverse though, and hopefully get the Sherman from... or deter the Sherman from getting the reload buff. I mean, at least that would be kind of helpful, that the enemy doesn't get a double reload buff off spawn. But yeah, I mean, enemy BB already dead. Destroyer also, one of them suicided into the buffs, so it doesn't really matter. Kind of an awkward game for sure. We have a Minotaur here. I think the Sherman is pretty close to me. He sits somewhere on this island. Oh wow. Inan too. We have the Sherman in that smoke. We torpedo him. Sadly, I don't have my radar now, so I can blind fire the Yinan a bit. That's obviously the meme with Nevsky and being a light-ish cruiser. I always get the feeling this ship is pretty fucking far from being a light cruiser when it comes to the guns. Like 180 mil, you obviously only pen 30 millimeters of armor. with HE. But like your AP penetration is somehow higher than a lot of 203 cruisers. Oh, we have a lot of buffs already. 20 seconds for my next radar. Zhao is on the flank, the Petro is peeking. I'll try to get my radar and AP on the cruisers over there. Only thing that is a bit suspicious is that I don't have a hydro now for the Yinan Torbs. Probably didn't need to pull my hydro for... Oh wait, what is this? Probably didn't need to pull my hydro for the... What's it called? Halan Peats, because I mean, kind of knew that they were coming. Maybe I kill him here? Nice railguns. I mean, if you have trouble hitting people at mid to long range with any other cruiser, then Nevski is definitely the ship to play for you. That is fairly obvious. We're ignoring the Sherman. We're going for the cruisers. Gotta be a bit careful about the Petropavlov's crossfire, but too greedy for the citadels here. Also hard for the Petro to find. Oh, there you go. That's the first guy dead. I want a hard turn in. I don't want to get... oh well, we're radaring, hard spotting. My hydro is up in 24 seconds, so I think I can just keep going. I mean, obviously the game will be over in a second. We're killing like everything on this flank. Here you could see like the dispersion is sometimes really trolly. Close range. People hate it about Nevski. But I mean, yeah, reload is like basically 2 seconds. So, yeah, the Petro was also waiting for this. I'm dark though. I won't shoot. Like, smoke fire detection would get me killed here. I'm just gonna wait. Oh wait, is he out of smoke? What's lighting me? I think the Yinan went out of smoke real quick. Oh, I don't really have HP to keep pushing. I think I'll slow down here again. Pretty, like, non-standard-ish game. No battleships on this flank, only cruisers. Especially also light cruisers. Fairly unconventional. Petro's coming forward. I'll probably go for the Petro kill. I mean, nah, the Mecklenburg gets it already. Yeah. But the Yinan is also leaving middle. And the game is over. GG. That was a very nice arms race retard stomp. I mean, obviously pretty cool flank. You get double DD, double smoke cruiser, double light cruiser. So like over time, they will eat radar after radar and eat shit. Which by the way, like that game at least got to show that the 12 cam radar is obviously the best utility you can find. We're obviously going to play another game, but this one here was pretty fucking fast and brain dead. Module wise, the same as always. Obviously you're running, yeah, same modules 24/7. Radar mod is very important here. We're getting like the 36 second, like the Moskva long duration radar. Petro and Stalin obviously being shorter duration and being nerfed many times. And for the captain, this one. I would argue that ammo switch is probably worse than gun feeder. Grease the gears, or gun feeder, because ammo switch is pretty worse than grease the gears. Maybe a bit better to take this because you have fast reload anyway. But in the end, it doesn't matter. Like the turrets on Nevski are pretty fast, 20 seconds, so it doesn't really matter. It's a one pointer, and then you take the rest like this. Pretty crazy, honestly, if you proc outnumbered on Nevski as well. Top grid also gives you a lot of value because you have 12-8 concealment. But it's the average cruiser spec. We're not running Lighthouse on Nevski. I would not advise anyone to run Lighthouse on Nevski. Kind of destroys the purpose of the ship. It is a very simple but effective kite cruiser. In my opinion, very boring, obviously, the way it plays. But if you have trouble losing games in range HE farmers, then, well, back in the days I played Nevski straight up if I wanted to kite. There was a time, like when it was released, remember when they made Moskva a cold ship and then Petro and Nevsky came in. Obviously, Nevsky for that time was completely over the top broken. Now, I mean, yeah, more and more broken ships get released, more and more 10-minute shit is out. Like back in the days when it was released, there was like no Marseille, no Napo, no SM, like none of these new cruisers. There's a bunch of other cruisers that didn't exist either. So obviously Nevsky was like top dog, brain dead. Also probably the reason why it's still like it was played in competitive permanently, because it basically creates a kind of like 15 to 18 kilometer no-go zone for most cruisers, DDs, even battleships, because you can just farm from smoke with railguns. Like it's non-stop perma-hitting farm. There is no issue with arcs. There is little issues with range. And you can always keep the DDs out of your radar too, because Nevsky, compared to other radar cruisers, actually just hits all the time when you radar a DD. It's not like Des Moines, Minnow, where the arcs, you can maybe dodge them at the max range, radar range. Or Moskva, Stalin with shit concealment stuck on islands a lot of times. No, it's actually like, yeah, like the most powerful radar basically with Moskva together. Well, that's about it. Or Brisbane. Brisbane is the best example. True, Brisbane is the other open water 12 km kite cruiser with 2.2 kilometer stealth radar even. But yeah, well, I think Brisbane has actually more base DPM than Nevsky. It should have. The DPM values on Brisbane aren't that bad, but you don't hit shit. So, well, it's not that effective. It brings the utility, but it doesn't really kill the DD fast, whereas Nevsky is always this kind of thing. If you catch a DD coming into your radar range, you will deal a massive amount of damage. Depending on the DD and how open the shots are that you get, you will probably even kill it. Like Haaland, for example, is something that just fucking blows up to this thing. Last game he had islands to hide behind, but in general, like Haaland, for example, eats a lot of shit. We are spotted. My team is not playing the flank. Oh well, the enemy DD actually did dodge my radar range. But I can't hold position here anyways, completely on my own. I wonder, it's not even the DD, is it? Not the destroyer. Maybe it's the Barbiano, maybe. Oh well, I'll take over the job of holding the flank on my own again. It's kind of like last game, I also didn't want to play 9-10 in my 9-10 in my Nevsky, but I mean I spawn here, so I'll have to play it. Land of Fire obviously not being the best map for this ship in general. Can't really just straight up push. Oh, no, I definitely can't push now. Oh yeah, also something that kind of, now that I see it with the Colombo, something that really hurt Nevsky is obviously the amount of broken BBs added. I mean, the same way Salem and Des Moines don't really want to ever peek and get spotted at mid-range against BBs on islands. Nevsky is very fat and large in kite. It does have a spaced armor and it's pretty troll. Not as easy to one-shot as one of the US cruisers that are obviously completely fucked. Also, you can keep more distance, so you can obviously like also dodge more shells. But yeah, Nevsky into Bongo, Nevsky into especially Colombo, Nevsky into some of these ships is not very advisable. Oh, I might actually eat Citadels here, yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't expect him to camp like this. Well, I even stop in the drop here, I think. Well, I may have inted myself here. The Colombo is also sapping me. The thing is dropping me. Yeah, I'm dead. I will have to go dark here. And pray. We'll go dark and run away. Incredible gameplay from the Wilhelm to just be AFK like that in kite and waiting for me. Oh. Well, I could be dead here. Colombo clicking me. Would be a great example as to Nevsky actually suffering into the new BBs. Yeah, well, I died. Okay. Well, that was pretty bad. Got 25k by the Wilhelm, and then the Colombo randomly comes in from the middle and clicks me twice too. Good example, just talking about BBs being disastrous. I did not expect the Wilhelm to be such an AFK turd and just sit there and kite. I thought he left because the first shots came from the island, so he was nose in and then turned out and then just sit there. But yeah, Wilhelm AP obviously being pretty high penetration, and you have to remember Nevsky. Nevsky actually does have 25 millimeters of side plating. So Nevsky armor scheme is like 30 deck and the rest is 25. It does get an icebreaker up front, so like pushing perfectly nose in close range. It's very hard or basically impossible to settle it through the nose. By the way, pretty bad spawn there last game, like 9-10-9 there is also like whatever. It's just like this corridor type shit. And I mean, okay, I didn't blacklist and molded my La Pampa, but obviously he's the fucking asshole that ruined it all for us. Because, I mean, he's supposed to play the 9-10 and the flank and spot the first. So then I could have spaced myself better and farm. Instead, I'm completely alone. My battleship and my DD leave, and you're just fucked. I mean, no matter what cruiser you play there, you're kind of suffering. What would have helped there is to not have like a Nevsky, but rather a very stealthy cruiser like a Minotaur, something like that. So you can at least outspot everything for free. With the 12, what is it, 12-8 concealment. Actually, Wilhelm, I think, outspots me there even by a few hundred meters. It's at least spotting parity. So no matter what happens, he's gonna see me when I see him. But yeah. Side platings, 25. Actually, kind of sus and against a bunch of BBs. Because usually you tend to at least bounce 406 and 380s on site, but now, for example, now the Wisconsin, the Jean Bart, they do be overmatching me. Like, here's the next thing again. Like, I want to go in. I don't have a lighthouse spec. I could go really, really close and turn out against 5 BBs. By the way, lots of them are snipe BBs, and then I have this fucking CV shit in my mouth again. Like, every fucking game is just a cancerous humor. The CVs. Like last game I have this La Pampa asshole. Anyway, this one at least we get a really, really good flank. Lighthouse spec would kind of make you suffer in the turnouts a lot. I mean, Nevski is quite large compared to all the other also like a bit more sluggish. Like Henry gets a obviously Zhao has way faster rudder. Henry gets the speed boost. Nevsky is kind of like, it is pretty large, so you kind of definitely want to sit kited first before you take the engagement. This one is a good one. Just sitting here. Open water, and now I can just hold. This one only one DD, so we're not going to be seeing any sort of DD zoning from me on this flank. The DD is in C, which is sad. Like this one here is pretty cool, because this gap or this cap I could go kite it and then just reverse my radar into it. Obviously there's no real way you play this thing on islands ever. Like that's not a possibility really. You have 2 guns in the front. That's about it. But yeah, Colombo, definitely one of those BBs you don't want to see. And also one of those BBs that make the ship quite a lot worse than it's supposed to be. And that's kind of like the thing with Colombo. And but also you have to remember the Colombo actually does overmatch the 25mm parts with SAP. Like the side plating, the Colombo actually you can't angle your Nevski to Colombo SAP, because that is a really good idea, guys. For sure. Incomp is peeking me, Manteuffel is running it. But yeah, you can't angle against Colombo SAP in this things. You have to be perfectly nose in basically all the time. If he hits any shell on the side at any angle, it is going to blow you the fuck up. The moment you get angles for AP here, like this, you obviously should use it. The AP is insane. The penetration, like, it's very misleading type of ship. By the way, if this thing goes dark, I will radar the enemy BB here. I have an interesting set of games here, honestly. First game is a blowout, second game I int, and now I have 50 battleships up my ass, including one that I have to radar when he goes dark. I don't, because he gets the fire. Okay. Could have radared him, though. Yeah, like, I mean, it's very interesting behavior from the incom, for example. Like, Definitely normal how you play it. Definitely not CCTV asshole seeing the tag, the clan tag, and then doing absolutely humorous dumb shit. Like, I don't even know what the fuck this is supposed to be in terms of gameplay. We just go gap and turn flat in our income, praying that there's nothing at all with an AP angle on us. I have to respect him though and run the fuck away. Maybe I can make up for last game's int by pulling out a really good one this game. But it doesn't look like it. The 9-10 line, the C-cap already got stomped. They lost 3 ships. Therefore, the game is kind of already over. This flank will wrap. And then, yeah, well, the game is done. Not much will happen here. My side, it's a Mecklenburg, Wisconsin. They're kiting. The Hawaii I already saw is some sea server shitter. He's obviously gonna kite off screen. Then again, no, he's not a sea server shitter. Kind of, I don't know. Name's a bit sus. He has a Schlieffen up his ass, so I guess, yeah, kite. We have double incomp here. So while we have a double incomp, the enemy incomp is allowed to turn flat as much as he wants in the gap, which is kind of sus. I don't know if I could actually citadel it, by the way, the incomp at these ranges. Nevsky produces quite interesting sits at long ranges on cruises and stuff. Like, you can citadel like Moskva basically up to max range nearly. Very interesting. Yeah, 18k. Very good, very well played. Yeah. Very nice incomp. Okay, this is like very unfun in general, like all those games just now. Now the incomp is spurging on me again. Healing. What you kind of want to see is like mid-range cruisers. Obviously, you don't have 32 millimeters or more in penetration. So you want to see like cruisers at mid-range giving you... Wisconsin is shooting me. I mean, come on. So you get to like easily hit them from kite permanently. Pen them because they have 30 mil. And out-trade them. Because like with your arcs, you're just... out-trading quite easily. But I decap that real quick. Don't want him to take the cap. I mean, it would actually be better for me in terms of damage that he takes the cap. Hey, look at that. He's back. I have no clue how an incomp is ever allowed to play like this. But I'm getting my head caved in again. This time it's the carrier and the incomp combining their brain rot to grief me. But maybe this time a teammate shoots him. I could die here, yeah. I overdead. But it's whatever. I want to work on this incomp more and more. Well, this is an engagement of all time. Imagine having to radar the enemy BB in order to get spotting. Well, it worked though. You can see the DPM, most people are always kind of like hateful of it. Especially the HE one, because you don't have the pen. I feel like over time, it's obscenely obnoxious, mid to long range. And what I really think people underestimate is the AP autism on this thing. Like, these 180 millimeter weirdo physics-defying guns are insane when it comes to AP, like 100 millimeters per second shell velocity. Basically, the flattest arcs of all time. Yeah, so like, those arcs, that AP, pretty nuts. Game's a stomp again. Well, what can I say? I'm gonna push now. Farm the last 3 remaining BBs at longer range. Actually, I'm not gonna farm much. Game is just over. It is what it is. Not the highest damage games. Obviously, this thing would be better if the games aren't stomps and you can actually farm some damage. Or you don't int, like on the second map. But what I can say here is that you can kind of see why the gameplay is a bit boring. Most of the games you're just kited. You're not really a push ship until mid to late game, maybe in a 1v1, but like you're not really pushing in this thing. Or you don't want to push in this thing. We're eating this Kaga Torp. Would be kind of brain damaged. No, I can dodge it still. Okay. Okay. don't know if this thing has DCP. Then again, on a lot of cruisers, like this one here, for example, cruisers, battleships, like for example Mecklenburg here, you don't really have, or you're like indifferent as to what cruiser you're playing against, unless it's a Hinden. You don't penetrate much on it anyways. So like the Nevski here deals basically the same amount of damage to the Mecklen as the Des Moines or other cruisers. Similar amounts, let's say, because you only go for superstructure, pens, and fires. Only close range you would actually be able to target nose and ass. But yeah, 160k, so we went for a really low damage game, and the first it was a stomp, the second was me inting, well, happens, because whatever. And now it's 160k. Very boring, very effective, but boring. I mean, don't be misguided by my int on the second map. I could have also just like had it out. I just wanted to... the game isn't even over yet. Probably a loss. But yeah, otherwise, probably one of the strongest kite cruisers. Yeah, it lacks a bit of damage output, but gains it back with, or gains the game impact back by zoning the DDs and being really good against the smoke cruisers too. So also like a really good advantage of this thing is it can turn around and actually push DDs off and push into cruisers that can smoke, which has become a state-of-the-art thing for cruisers really, that they have smoke in kite. And this thing can actually effectively push them out, radar them out, and even kill them if you catch them flat. So that's a really good thing to do, or that's a really good thing to have, not to do. Well, yeah, this is a nice little loss. Mela Pampa played for himself, very cool guy, left the flank, is first, love him, already on blacklist. What can we do? 51%? 50% plays for himself, good one, good meme. But yeah, that's Nevsky. Guess next I'll just play... Oh, by the way, one of the best cruisers still, but I personally don't like this ship anymore in randoms at all. Like I really did have a high distaste for having my guns be really good with the 30 mil pen against cruisers and being able to rail destroyers, but being absolutely abysmal against the broken battleships. Like at that point, I'd rather play a Hinden and penetrate the fuck out of the Libertard before I have to farm it for 10 minutes with Nevski, but get better impact against the DDs. The battleships really make it unplayable for this one, especially because of the armor scheme. Like the Colombo, by the way, is something that I probably forgot when like starting the video now. The more I think about it, the worse it gets, because the Colombo fuses a lot of shit in the superstructure and stuff already, and it actually overmatch pens every single channel nose, as inside. So like the ledge Colombos are a massive issue for you, because you're always going to sit slightly angled up in kite with all guns on target, while you're basically offering or inviting them to 20k you every volley. And Bungo is also kind of sus. Like these kind of BBs these days make it really hard for cruisers to hold decent positions. So like it's better to probably go for the I'll farm the BB way faster approach. So then my DDs and cruisers can maybe push on their DDs and cruisers easier than having this here, where you zone a D, or you try to zone DDs and cruisers maybe at mid-range, but the BBs just perma-click you. Probably you just have to play it at a lot longer ranges than Nevski these days than I do. Like back in the days you could kite it at mid-range, maybe now you have to go more way above 15 kilometers, maybe do it more at 16, 17, 18. I mean, you do get the 19 kilometer base range, so you can at least dodge a bit more. But then again, I'm not that big of a fan of the kite cruisers then. But yeah, that's it for Nevski. Hope to see you for the next video. I guess it's a Schlieffen, and adios.